Hey man, you deserve the success. So that's super inspiring, and I think that the key lesson is if you tell us about Dmoney.
Yeah, so I go by Dmoney Games on Twitch or Dmoney, but you can call me Dan or Daniel. Either one works. Uh, I stream every single day, mostly Hearthstone, um, and I just really try to have a good time. I like to make people laugh. I like to just make sure that everybody is having a good time. I also have a podcast that I do every week. I also am a founder of an esports team, a new esports team, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and so you're, if I remember right, around like mid 20s. You live in the Upper East
Oh
Coast. Is that
yeah, yeah.
right?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'll
okay.
give you more information like
Yeah,
that.
of
Yeah,
course,
sure.
whatever. I mean, you just got done streaming too, so that's okay. That's my job as the interview to pull more out of you. You just tell me whatever you don't want to say. So,
Yeah. So I'm turning 25 in about 20 days or so, and I live on Long Island, New York. Um, I live with my parents, and I have a bachelor's degree in business management. Yeah.
very cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. With the business management, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
and now
Thank you.
you're doing business things with starting Hype Horizon, and so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I mean, I kind of consider like streaming as like
Yeah,
running your own business kind of thing. So, um,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's. That actually leads perfectly into my second question. So, what made you want to get into streaming?
I've really always wanted to stream. Ever since I knew that you could do it. Ever since I found out about streaming, I really just wanted to be streaming because I love video games. I've always felt like I'm like a top competitor at the games that I play, and I've tried streaming so many times. I would stream to literally zero people for like 8 hours, and then it really demotivate me and not make me want to stream ever again. So then I
Hmm.
would stop streaming, and then I would come back to it like a month later, and I was streaming so inconsistently that nobody was ever gonna know when I'm going live, and I really still wanted to do this. It's always been in the back of my head that like if I could play games for a living, like that's the dream, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
people share that same dream. Um, and just recently-ish, I guess a little more than a year ago, I had gotten fired from my job in sales, and I was looking at the jobs that I could get, other jobs that I could get after that, and I was just I none of them were interesting to me at all, and I was just like,
Hmm.
I don't want to do this. I want to stream like that. That's what I want to do, and I was like, this time I'm going to just commit fully to it and just stream every single day for a whole entire year, and then after that year, I'm gonna see if I can actually do this as a job or if I have to actually switch to something else. And I told my parents about it because I do live with my parents, and they are supportive of whatever I want to do, and they were supportive of this. So I just finished my 365 days in a row, and it looks like I can basically do this as uh, I could stream for a living, which is really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, so the way I met you, I think I rated you around, playing. I was playing Hearthstone as I streamed Hearthstone for the last about 3 years, and I think I rated you like around like day 12 to day 17, somewhere in there. I saw that like day like 12 at 365. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna check this guy out. I'm gonna buy some of this D Money stock here, and get in there. And then I loved your vibe and loved the attitude that you had, loved the passion you had, and it takes a huge commitment to like say, oh, I'm gonna do this for 365. And the only other person I know that's done that was Disguised Toast, who did that. And I remember, I think he had a little bit kind of already big cloud in the Hearthstone game, maybe a little bit before that, and being a competitive player. But once you get through that 365, I mean, he just kind of continued to like just exponentially soar. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting in on the D Money stock, and then great attitude. So I had to stick with you. So that's awesome. So that's what made
Thank you.
you, yeah. So that's what made you decide to do 365 days. Is just like all right, I'm committing to this. I want to see if this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do it every day.
Yeah, it's basically like if I have to get another job, I will. But before I do that, I just want to really give it like a full try. And it seemed like consistency was like the only thing that I was lacking. I feel like I'm I'm not trying to whatever. I don't have like too big of an ego, but like I feel like I'm entertaining, and I feel like I'm good at the game, Hearthstone at least. And I felt like the only thing I was lacking really was the consistency, and that's really, it turns out that that's what it was. Yeah.
What are the things you think viewers look for the most when they're going on Twitch?
Yeah, I think it's consistency. I think it's high level gameplay, just entertainment factor. A streamer that's going to read their message and respond to them. I know there's a lot of streamers that really don't talk to chat as much as I do. I think that's another thing that maybe separates me from other streamers. I try to interact with every single person in my chat, unless it's a really stupid question that I don't want to answer. Then I'm just gonna ignore it. But for the most part, I do try to interact a lot, and I feel like that helps. I think incentives are a great way to draw people in as well. Just
Absolutely.
like when I was starting out with the 365, I had an incentive for push-ups for every follower or subscriber. I would do like 10 push-ups for followers and 25 push-ups for subscribers, something like that. And yeah, then I started getting a ton more followers and subscribers than I thought I'd ever get. And then I was like, okay, I actually have to lower this. This is crazy. Like, this is actually working.
Yeah, I remember I was watching you, and that's about the time that I discovered your stream around those days. I was getting worried for you. I remember I was giving you push-up advice because as somebody that has done a lot of push-ups, I have and made a lot of dumb mistakes. I didn't want to see you follow the same footsteps. Like I actually have a slap tear in my shoulder from a couple years ago because I just decided, well, hey, my buddy that I know says he does 250 push-ups on a Saturday during college football season. I'm going to just start doing it with them out of nowhere. And sure enough, after 2 or 3 Saturdays, then it's like, okay, well, something hurts here. So granted, I got to, let's see, so you'll be 25 in 20 days. So I got about 11 years on you, so hopefully you didn't sustain any injuries, but it's probably good that you gave that up. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I'm also really lazy, so it was that's why I wanted to give that up as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my form really wasn't too great for like most of the push-ups, but chat will definitely critique you whenever you're wrong about anything. So they helped improve my push-up form, so at least I got that out of it. And it was kind of fun, just a fun incentive that I could do.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very cool. I mean, I tried not to critique it but I'm a workout snob, and I'm former CrossFitter. We have a tendency to be snobby, so I'm like, you know what? He's doing his thing. I'll throw something out there, but I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, okay. Here's this guy criticizing me. Who's this guy? He's not even doing any push-ups. So, but no, it's awesome though, man. I mean, it's truly inspirational what you've done. You just hit partner. How long ago was that you hit partner? It seemed like about a month or two ago.
Quick. It's about a month now. About a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and like everybody's saying in chat, you've been qualifying for tourneys, and I've noticed really, especially, I mean, with how much you've played Hearthstone, I mean, your game has gotten better. I mean, would you agree with that?
I mean, when I was not streaming, I was still like at the very top. It's just nobody had known about me. I would watch streamers on Twitch, but I would never say anything in their chat. I'm just one of those lurkers most of the time. But I've always been at the top, and I would always play against like the top streamers. Like when they were streaming, I wouldn't stream side them, of course, but it was just felt very cool to be playing against them in general. And now I'm one of those streamers that other people feel cool playing against, and it's really cool. Yeah.
And now you're getting sniped probably here and there. So
yeah, it does happen. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And kind of going back to like what we asked about earlier, though, thank you for your feedback on what you think is important. So I heard consistency and I heard high level gameplay and entertainment is kind of what I've heard. So that's very. I don't want to give away my future video, but those are two of those main factors that I had as far as like what makes a good stream. So we'll look for that video in the next couple weeks. But I value your feedback on that because you've grown a stream like from zero. Like you said, you like many of us, you started at zero and you'd stream and you're like, okay, nobody's here. Why am I doing this? And I had that for a good few months. So like my very first couple months, I think I started. It's actually probably close to 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I started in the summer, and I remember, I didn't know how to build a stream. I just watched a couple people stream, and I really liked it. Started streaming, and then occasionally I get one or two people in there, and then, it took me like 6 months to get affiliate, which, they didn't have criteria right then. They didn't have the whole 3 average viewers, but I don't know if I would have met it even for a couple months. So I know how demotivating that is, but it's so awesome that you made the commitment. It's like, all right, I recognize consistency is what I need to do. So I'm going to just do that. And then the universe and Hearthstone, and I'm going to manifest all the success. And so it's super cool, man.
Yeah, I still really can't believe it myself. Like I wake up every day and like even if I type in somebody else's chat and then I see my own check mark, then it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm like a legitimate streamer. Like this is, it feels so cool. It's very surreal. It really is. Because this is what I've dreamed of for so long, and like just like having people in chat, like has always been a dream of mine to have just people to talk to. Like not even the subscribers or nothing like that. I couldn't have even imagined this at all. Having as many subscribers as I have, but yeah, just having people there all the time just to talk to and just to watch me play the game it's really a blessing. Yeah.
So what was the biggest challenge just to streaming that many days straight?
Probably waking up on time. I've been a bit inconsistent with my schedule. But besides that, this is really what I want to do. I want to play games every single day, and when I stream, I feel like I'm just playing games with my friends pretty much, or they're just watching me play, and we're just all having a good time. So like starting up the stream is really not a hassle for me. There's really not a day that I've just not wanted to stream. I just love it a lot, and I feel like, yeah, just waking up. I've started so many of my streams late just because I'm just not a morning person. And yeah, I try to be as consistent as possible, but that's probably the hardest part.
So you had your 365th day on September 18th, so that's when you got there. That's awesome though. And you still streamed Saturday and today too, right? So
Yes.
it's not like you just stopped. You're not like, oh, okay, well, I'm done now. I did my 365. Time to cash my checks and just stream twice a week, right?
Yeah, it's quite the opposite actually. Like now, I'm just trying to go for as long as I possibly can. I looked up the world record for streaming consistently, and I think it was like 7 years, which I don't think I'm gonna break.
7 years?
Yes, it's kind of crazy. I really didn't believe it, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna break that record, but I just want to keep going. I really have no plans on stopping. I have no reason to not stream every single day. Like I want to stream every single day, and this is my only source of income. So it's like I do still live with my parents, and I'm just basically just saving up a ton of money so I can afford my own place. And when there comes a time where I have to stop, then I'll stop for a day or whatever. But there's really no plans on stopping.
Yeah. Well, and I love hear when you say that I love streaming. Like you still feel energized by it, and that's one of the topics I'm almost for sure going to be talking about with many streamers is about being burned out and being burned out like on Hearthstone, especially because that's mainly the game you play. You were playing a little bit of Fall Guys right before this too, but I think Hearthstone and just really any game, I think if you were to play it 365 days straight, would probably cause some sort of burnout. So that's really awesome to hear that you're like still fired up and still excited to do that.
Yeah, I mean, there were some days where I didn't stream Hearthstone, but it was mostly Hearthstone. Like sometimes
Hmm.
my computer just wasn't working, so I had to stream on my PS4 or something. Or if I went, actually had a wedding to go to in Texas,
Oh yeah.
for my friend, and that I was the best man at, and I brought my dad's laptop with me. I streamed Hearthstone in the morning when nobody was awake yet. And then I also did like a couple IRL streams of like I did an IRL stream of us getting ready for the wedding, like getting
Yeah.
dressed and
I think I was
everything. Just
there. Yeah.
yeah, I just so it was mostly Hearthstone, but yeah, like a day like today, I did get burnt out right at the very end of Hearthstone, so then I went to Fall Guys, but typically it's Hearthstone, yes.
Are you feeling burned out at all with Hearthstone, or are you still feeling pretty motivated with Hearthstone specifically?
Uh, Hearthstone really grinds my gears sometimes. It
Hmm.
really pushes my limits. I mean, I've played Hearthstone since the closed beta, so it's been like 7 years or so,
Hmm.
and I've like constantly played it ever since the closed beta. There's only like one point where I didn't play it for like a month or two, but I've just always been playing Hearthstone. I just love the game overall. Even if it tilts me over the edge sometimes, I still just always come back to it.
Nice.
It's I'm like addicted, yes.
Hey, the first step of curing addiction is just being able to admit it, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned from streaming for 365 days?
Uh, it's a tough question.
Take your time.
Biggest thing I learned, I've learned a lot actually. I've learned like just how to interact with people over the internet more and more, and like how to sorry. I've learned how to just be more comfortable just being myself on stream.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like when I started this journey, uh, I really wasn't myself. I was having a good time and like entertaining. I didn't really know how to talk to chat too much. It's just like I feel like just the more you do it, the more you learn uh, how to really interact with people, and then you just get out of your shell. The more and more you're doing, I feel like I'm still a little reserved on stream, but
Mhm.
I feel like every day I just start. I open up a little more.
Yeah. That's awesome. Um, I can relate to that too. I mean, I think that's one thing that really can be draining with streaming is you want to be entertaining, which can be exhausting. Reading chat, being sitting at a computer, playing a game like Hearthstone where you have to concentrate. That can be exhausting too. But I think you touched on a big part of it is if we're not our authentic self, or we're trying to be somebody we think somebody else needs us to be to get subs or follows be more entertaining. That's even more exhausting, and I definitely found myself in that trap. At periods of times where I was just like, okay, you know, can't be myself. So that's super cool that you're able to do that and you recognize that.
Yeah, I mean sometimes I will embellish things just for like the
Sure.
entertainment value or whatever, but um yeah, I feel like just the more you do it, it's I feel like it's just like anything else, just the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it.
Yeah. What would be the biggest advice you'd give to either first of all, I guess anybody that wants to do a stream for 365 and then just getting into streaming overall?
I mean if you're going to do a 365, I know a few people that have started it and didn't complete it and like only did it for like a little while and then stopped doing it, and I had inspired them to start it, but I told them like, and I'm going to tell you the same thing, is just that if you're going to do it, like you just have to do it, like you
Yeah.
it's a big commitment, and you really have to like notice, like you have to be aware of like what your schedule is looking like for the next year, and like if you're actually able to do this, because it is a big commitment, and I've actually like lost a relationship out of it, and it's just like, but if it's what you really want to do, then I would still go for it, but you just have to be aware of like how much it really is going to take. It's a lot of time that you invest into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy too. I mean, how
Yeah.
what's your kind of usual amount of hours you stream?
I think my average stream is around 6 to 7 hours.
Woo.
Yeah.
I get tired after two or three, so that young stamina.
Yeah, that does help. I feel like I've always been pretty energetic, so that helps
Awesome.
as well.
Well, and you're doing
Um,
something you love too. And
yeah.
that's gonna bring energy for you as well.
And then your other question was, uh,
Just getting into streaming. Yep.
yeah. So I mean, just getting into streaming, like we were talking about before, it's really demotivating just streaming to zero people. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here. Just like consistency is a big thing, and also like when you're just starting out, a lot of people will have the tendency to not really like say too much because they don't think anybody's watching. But I think you should do the opposite. I think you should just be talking about everything because you never know who's watching you, and maybe that'll spark up a conversation with somebody in chat to get you a new follower, or maybe they'll donate something or something like that. Yeah, I feel like playing with music, like having music on when you're streaming, especially just starting out, just so you feel a little more comfortable and it's not just dead silence kind of thing,
Mhm.
and just really trying to talk as if you have an audience. Those would be my some of my tips there. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great tips. How many? Do you know how many followers you started with and have now, by chance?
I think I started with like 120 followers,
Wow.
and like that was from me streaming like on and off for like 3 years, just totally
Okay.
inconsistently. And now I am at I could probably see it if I say something in chat actually. Yeah, 3,500
Holy
followers now. Yeah.
cow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
thanks. Also my live views, when I started the 365, it was at like 200 or something like that, and now it's 124,000. So it's like it's crazy. The
That's
numbers are
awesome,
crazy.
man. Hey, man, you deserve the success. So that's super inspiring, and I think that like the key lesson is if you really want to do something, you gotta put it out in the universe. You guys, like you said, you gotta. I'm committing to this. I'm doing this. This is my commitment I'm making to myself, to my career, or whatever. I'm going to do this and just do it. One thing I learned kind of in the last couple months is this is a great way to build confidence is when you say you're going to do something and then you actually do it. Because if like not to call out anybody, like you said, you had some friends that started to do it and they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not trying to preach like it would have been easy to do. I don't know if I could do 365 in a row, but I bet they feel like, oh, shoot, I said I was going to do this and I didn't do this. And they might feel a little bit bad about it, which, is completely understandable. Doesn't mean you can't come back from that. But I just think that's super cool that you said, I'm doing this. It's happening. It happened. And you're still energized by it. And I mean, you'll probably go another 365 more at least. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
All right. What's 365 plus 365? So we'll call you Mr. 730 then once you get through it again.
I'll take it.
Awesome. Good. Any other thoughts on streaming 365 that you think you should share with anybody that's in chat or will be watching this on the YouTube VOD?
Um, I mean, like you said, like if you're going to if you're gonna do it, like I always commit to something. Like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and that's like that's something that I'm really proud of with myself. Um, so I really think that's most of it. I'm sure there could be a few other tips, but uh, yeah, I feel like consistency is just the biggest thing.
Yeah. I think so too. Like I feel like consistency when in the video that I'm going to do, I feel like consistency is the number one thing. I feel like that's even more than being entertaining or maybe being more than high level at the game. Would you agree?
I mean, it's hard to really
Yeah.
quantify those things, but yeah, it's definitely they're all around the same, and
You said that too.
you can't really have the entertainment factor or the high level gameplay without the consistency. So
Hmm.
that's like a staple, and then you need one of those other factors typically, I would say.
Cool. All right. Cool. I like that. I like that perspective. So I'm really always impressed. Like you're right there reading every line of chat, and your chat goes a lot faster than even mine would go a lot of times. And I get so tied into playing well in the game that at least my brain works where I start getting like foggy minded and I forget to check chat for like a good 3 minutes sometimes, and I miss something.
Yeah, I mean, like chat interaction has like always been like I said before, like it's always been something that like I've always wanted for if I was to stream, because I was so used to just streaming to nobody and having nobody type in chat, and I'd always be like checking back to chat and be like, is anyone typing? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I just love talking. Like that's probably the most fun part about streaming to me is just seeing people in chat reacting to things, just talking about things, just being themselves really. And that's one of the things I pride myself on. But it's really difficult.
Yeah.
The more you get, the harder it gets to balance like good gameplay and reading
Yeah.
everybody in chat. So like now I'm getting to the point where I really miss a few things in chat, and now people start to revolt and they're like, oh, you
Yeah.
didn't read my message and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm trying to read everything and like
Yeah.
also play top 100 legend, and it's very difficult, but like I feel like I'm just getting used to it. And yes, I'll have to ignore some people here
Mhm.
and there, but for the most part I try my best. I've seen like Dexter's chat and like the higher up people, when you start to get into like 400 500 viewers, um, and it's really hard just being a streamer and knowing like how they must be like feeling, and like when they
Mhm.
look at chat, like how it
Yeah.
looks to them. Like you're gonna miss a lot, and that's just the reality of it.
Absolutely. I feel like every viewer should know what it's like to stream to a couple hundred people in chat that are actively talking, at least for a couple streams to really
Yeah.
know, like, this is really hard. And I'm trying to think over here with this game. So, yeah.
When people come into chat, I mean, if I know the person, even if I don't know the person, I'll just like shout out their name and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" and whatever. And I do want to hear like what's going on with their lives, and like it makes just the stream more interesting, and maybe it makes somebody else say something in chat as well. And if somebody's going through a rough time, I just really care a lot about people in general. So like I'm always open to hearing anything from anybody, and just like helping them out or helping them feel better. And just like the whole like premise of my stream is just to have a good time and make sure that everybody in chat's having a good time.
It is very rare to have somebody that's really good at the game and then also entertaining. Not to criticize anybody that's like really really good at something, but a lot of times sometimes there lacks, like when you're really really good at something, you're focused on it. And I mean, I think you can see this in real life, like somebody that's really really good at piano or really really good at like building computers or whatever. When you're so focused on one thing, sometimes there's something else that lacks. So I like to think of like, sometimes social skills lacks, or
Yeah.
being mindful or being entertaining in this situation. So it truly is magic, like she said. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is always what I've been like really passionate about, so that also helps as well. Um, and I actually feel like I'm more of a reserved person. Like I'm kind of like I'm pretty introverted a decent amount of the time, and I feel like I'm actually kind of a quiet person. So, and like if I get in front of an audience, I'm going to be quite nervous. So it's really interesting that when I'm on Twitch, I feel like that's just like where I'm meant to be, and like I don't really feel too uncomfortable or nervous. Yeah.
Do you have any other social media goals outside of Twitch to help grow your brand?
Well, I have the team that I started, the esports team, which is I guess that's not really a social media goal, but I'm trying to grow my YouTube. I want to make more YouTube content. I just sometimes I feel like I just have so much going on that I really can't focus too much on other things like YouTube, and I should
Hmm.
just stay focused on my stream. But I have a lot of different things I do want to do. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen, I think.
But how about you? Like when you watch Twitch, if you watch Twitch at all
Yep.
after streaming, what is it for you?
I actually watch too much Twitch. I another one of my problems. Like when I go to sleep, when I'm about to go to sleep, I'll be checking into some channels. When I'm waking up, I'll go to some channels. And like I said before, I'm pretty much more of a lurker. Especially now that I have the check mark next to my name and a lot of people know me. If I say something in chat, then it's going to spark like a ton of people like adding me and starting up a conversation with me. And sometimes I just want to just hang out and just watch, see what's going on.
It's the paparazzi. I mean, that's what fame's going to get you, man. This is what you asked for.
I do like it. I do. Sometimes I just want to relax, and it might be a little too much. But this just sparked something else that I wanted to kind of talk about just for a second. Is that this is also kind of like a tip for new streamers, or even just streamers that are established. What I like to do is I like to watch back my VODs, and not all the time, but sometimes I'll watch my VOD and I'll put myself in the viewer's perspective and see like how well I'm interacting with chat. How well I'm really just interacting in general, what more I could really do for next stream, and just like basically critique myself as if I was a viewer. I think that's a helpful thing.
There. Dude, that's some NFL quarterback John Gruden type stuff right there, man. I love that. Like looking back at the game film, all right, well, I shouldn't have said that, or I totally did not check chat for 3 minutes. What was I doing? I love that. That's so super cool. So I mean, that's even more so you making the commitment to like, all right, not only am I just going to do this and just half-ass it, like I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do it better and do it right. So that's super cool.
Yeah, always trying to improve my stream any way I can. And to answer your question about who I watch, I think I mainly watch on Twitch for entertainment value. I do sometimes. It's either I watch to be entertained, or I watch just like for high level gameplay of like Hearthstone or a game that I'm interested in. Just because I do like the competitive side of esports a lot, and yeah, I'll watch people like for Hearthstone. Let's see, who do I even watch? I actually probably watch non-Hearthstone streamers more than Hearthstone streamers.
Sure.
Like I'll watch people like Trainwrecks, who does like a lot of stuff, just like stupid stuff, just making entertainment kind of things. And I really look up to people like him and like the guy Austin, who does like the dating shows or whatever on Twitch. I just like how they entertain everybody and like captivate an audience, and that really like helps me as a streamer, because then it's like maybe like I like the way they zoom in on their face for like comedic effect or something like that. Maybe I could do that in my stream. And yeah, I guess I'm kind of just like I'm critiquing / like learning through like just watching other streamers pretty much a lot of the time, but most of the time I really just watch just to be entertained and just relax like while I'm doing something else. And yeah.
So yeah, another question. So does streaming affect your enjoyment of video games as a hobby in any way? Like, does it seem like more like playing a job than actually something you do for fun? How does that change over the 365?
Yeah, that's a good question. I still enjoy playing just as much as before. I actually enjoy playing games a lot more when I have an audience, just because it's like if something screws me over in Hearthstone when I'm playing by myself, then it's like I just have me to get upset with, like the game to get upset with, and nobody else really sees how the game is screwing me over. But now other people can see that it's not just me, it's the game. Okay. And it's just a lot of fun. It just makes it even more fun. I already like playing games, but just having like it feels like I'm playing with my friends. Like I have all my friends here. So I feel like it enhances the fun. And also, I mean, after I end the stream, I'll be playing more games. If I don't have to do something else, I'll just be playing more games. I still love games in general. I don't really play Hearthstone off of stream just because I play it so much on stream during the day. But I'll just switch off to something else probably for the night. Still have a good time.
So to summarize this, get fired from your job, make commitments for 365, get better every day, and then boom, success.
Something like that.
Some
Yeah, I mean,
combination of that.
I like to inspire people, and I feel uh, like I chased my dreams, and my dreams are coming true, and I
Mhm.
feel like everybody else should chase them. Even if you have a full time job and you need to work that, just like do something on the side. If you really love it and you really want to make it work, just do it on the side. Um, and if you do really put that time and effort into it, then you could do anything you really want to do. I mean, one of the things that I really like about you is that is you share like the same kind of positive mindset, and you do inspire people. Like that's like your job, I believe, is to just like basically motivate people to do what they want to do. And I love all your positive energy, and you're just a great guy. Yeah. So I'll definitely. There's no reason to not remember you. I consider you a friend. So
Yeah, likewise, man. And I appreciate that. That is my energy too, is to inspire and motivate people. So I'm gonna learn a lot about myself. Well, I mean, for a long time, I've always been somebody that wants to be my best self, and that's my life's purpose, is to help bring other people up, help them be their happiest or healthiest, put them in the right position that they want to be in. All it takes from them is, because I mean, I have an intense energy. Not everybody likes it, and I totally get that. But if somebody wants to do the work, somebody wants to get the feedback, somebody wants to help, I'm going to come to wherever they are at and help them get to their goals. Like that's like kind of like how you love entertaining, and that's what you want to do in streaming. That's what it is for me. Is just seeing other people like grow before my eyes and get happier. That's my dream.
yeah, I love all that too. And I've had so many people come into my chat saying that I inspired them to do something, and it just makes everything worth it. Like it
Yeah,
makes me so happy that I could do that.
that's amazing, man. I love it. I love that. Yeah, man. Well, you've inspired me though with your commitment. So I mean, that's
Thank you.
super cool. So we're almost at a really good transition point, but we were just that was such a good conversation. I love it. So I loved hearing all that. I think everybody that's watching this, and any streamers out there, hopefully you guys can take a lot away from this. I mean, he's really good at all the things that you need to do. I mean, you weren't good right out of the box. Right when you started, you said you weren't consistent. You got to make a commitment for that. You got to make a commitment to do those things. And so I'm really excited for everybody that sees this on YouTube as well, and is just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do what Dmoney did. And so yes, this guy right here, this guy
Hi
right here.
YouTube.
Yeah, his Twitch will be in the description below. So it's his link. So yeah, go check it out. So